welcome, sir, or...
I hear a troublesome Legion camp going.
Honored to speak with you, sir.
I'm Lieutenant Gorobets, 1st Recon. If you're looking... We're the finest sniper outfit in the whole NCR. If you need... Some of my team aren't without their share of scars, though. Cook, one of the fiends, ambushed her and 10 of spades. They both managed to... Betsy shrugged it off like it was nothing, but her behavior keeps getting worse. Always making passes at every woman who wanders by. It's inappropriate for anyone at 1st Recon to... I'd appreciate it. As received... Corporal Sterling was an NCR Ranger until he was captured by the Legion. They tortured him pretty badly. He wasn't able to be a Ranger after that, but his eyes are still sharp, so I had him transferred to 1st Recon. We're the finest sniper outfit in the whole NCR. If you need a bullet put into a target's eye from 800 yards away, you call us. If they've proven hard to kill, yes. Whatever it takes to get the job done, even if it means hiring help from outside the military.
Hello? I'm Bitter Root, 1st Recon. You trying to start trouble? It's a con name. You know, the great cons. That's what my parents were. I figured I grew up around the bastards. They owed me a name after all they put me through. They're dead. Got themselves killed. It was a massacre. That's what a lot of NCR... But I was there. Saw it myself. My damn parents, too. Guess I could tell a pretty good story if I had a mind. They brought me to Daughtry after the battle. He was just a captain back then. Guess he saw something in me. Knew I didn't belong with the cons. Maybe he felt bad, too, about how his men killed my folks. I told him he did me a... He's a good man, Daughtry. Doesn't act like it sometimes, I know. It's like I tell Major Daughtry. Best not to look under a rock if you don't really want to know what's there. Could be that NCR found some blood on me and none of it mine. Could be that a few of those cons didn't die from NCR bullets. I had scores of my own to settle. Deeper ones than NCR ever had. Don't I? My dad got himself fucked up every chance he got. Always started with folk for no reason. Hell, he was the one who taught me to shoot. You know how? By taking pot shots at NCR. Then he'd get high with his buddies and swap tales about the folk they killed. And my mom? A couple of times she tried to sell me to some waster just to score some jet. Only reason they kept her around was because she was a... How'd my dad say it? A smoking piece of ass. You're not fully grown till you've taken a beat down. Everybody gathers around and hits you till you're damn near dead. After that, if you haven't begged for mercy, you get to choose a new name. When NCR slaughtered the cons at Bitter Springs, way I see it, Bitter Springs was my beatdown. So, while I guess. I don't keep too careful. I like to keep things simple. Just focus on now. You let your mind wander back a ways and you lose sight of what's in front of your eye. Yeah, look, it's a long story. It's like I told you, Daughtry's not... You a merc? Well, then I guess you want to talk to my... You really want to talk to somebody? Me? I'm here to...
We won't go quietly. The Legion can count on that. Howdy. Name's Sterling, 1st Recon. Can't say I've seen you. Got a good memory for faces, landmarks and such too. Comes with practice, that's all, and a lot of scout. I call her the Long Carabine. Didn't always have the scope. I added that myself. Been shooting with her so long, couldn't bring myself to toss her away. The other snipers used bolt action, but Gorbets reckoned it didn't matter none if I was different. Used to be a ranger, one of the first they sent out east back before we took the dam. We took the lay of the land, checked out the locals, and kept ourselves inconspicuous. A couple friends of mine were the first to scout the dam. That was back in '73, if I recall. Vegas always chewed men up. It's just a little... Well, that wasn't really a matter of choice. Got myself caught by a Legion. They had themselves some fun with me. Wasn't much good with the pistol after that. Wasn't gonna be trekking. Caesar's boys figured I wasn't going anywhere after what they'd done to me, so they didn't bother tying me up. I crawled out of there on my elbows and knees. Must have looked a sight. Then I rolled down an embankment into the... Guess I had a mind to drown rather than give Caesar's boys a satisfaction. But a couple rangers happened to be watching from across the river. They jumped on in and pulled me out of there. Lucky break, they said. Going on 6 months now, but I reckon we'll be moving out soon. Till then, we'll man the towers and keep an eye on the fiends. We've had more than our share of trouble. Whole thing smells of Caesar to me. Of course, that's just guesswork. But I'd still bet a few caps he's stirring up the locals against us. Always a...
Hey, my man. 10 of spades. 1st Recon Sharps. The LT told you about that? It was my fault. See, I was... Shit, you sound like the LT. I should have woken up. That shit was my fault. She's my goddamn partner. See, Nobody wanted to work with me. They said I was too green. But Beth, she trusts her life to the newbie, and I sit here and look. Yeah, the LT shouldn't have. Oh yeah, fine. Just a little. The LT, Gorobets gave it to me. See, I wanted to be ace of spades, but the LT says, "Sorry, kid, you're." It's okay though. I get a few more. I keep at it. Eventually, I'll make it to ace. Think I'll. Shit. As long as I can remember. Had a rifle in my hand since I was 3. I learned to shoot on our ranch, way west of here. Oh, they recruited me, what, a year ago? Kicking ass. Mostly kicking ass. See, we're watching the perimeter. When they show their faces, that's when we go to work. Wish I had a first.
Never seen you around before. Not unless you count the fiends as serious. Gorobets keeps us inside the fence most of the time. Sooner or later, they'll move us out to... Legion fights to win, and they're smart. Hell of a lot smarter than these fiends, on the other hand. Sometimes... Some cute little junkie bitch, so fucked up she doesn't even know that she's the bad guy. And I've got a headshot her. Makes me think. Might just be sex, though. I see some cute little number, and I'd rather get in her pants. So... What gave me away? The big gun? The shades? They don't. My partner's got some potential, so I let him wear those goofy glasses. I tell him there is... Truth is... The little guy. 10 of spades. I like him because he... Also, he doesn't pull any stupid come-ons, like practically every other horn dog alpha male on this base. Yeah, we spot for each other, watch each other's backs. Usually works pretty well, unless you get... Thing is, there's a lot of assholes in the army. I keep hoping they'll pair me up with some hot blonde like you... Shit, I don't even care if she can shoot straight. Can't have everything. The lieutenant's been talking to you, hasn't he? You don't see the others crying about every little... Just another injury to take care of, huh? Well, when you put it that way. All right. There's a Dr. Usanagi who's supposed to...
Nelson's back up.
What can I do for you? I wish someone with your medical training had come along sooner. I was afraid that Betsy wouldn't go for long-term treatment because she didn't want to look bad in front of the rest of the squad. You do me a favor and let Usanagi know Corporal Betsy's coming.
In our hands. I hope we can defend it this time.
We won't go quietly. The Legion can count on that.
A little busy at the moment. This? The OSI lab. We don't get many visitors. Nobody ever said science would smell clean and fresh. And I know I don't sound the part. Get raised by Brahmin ranchers and... But I know every inch of the power grid from Hoover Dam to Shady Sands. That's what we do here. Some of the others are working on an agricultural project, but Head researcher. Mostly on the dam project, but I help out on other things when they need me. You mean give you work? No, that'd be up... Between you and me, I don't think he ever leaves. I can't say. We're not supposed to talk about the
Hello. A pleasure to meet you. I'm Dr. Thomas Hildern, Director of Operations, OSI East. I presume you're here about Vault 22? From Alice. I'll see that she's paid right away. Crimson Caravan runs a tight operation. Was there anything else? Wonderful. Straight to it then. Have you signed the release forms? No? Doesn't matter. We'll keep that to ourselves. Vault 22. Where to begin? Imagine, if you will, the wasteland in bloom. Vast fields of corn that grow from seeds and produce their bounty in the space of a month. Orchards of trees, their branches weighed halfway. And all this, requiring... Precisely. Science has proven that truth 1,000 times. The bounty I described to you is no idle fantasy. We need only reach out and unlock its... Isn't it? One directs one's efforts, or the efforts of others. I believe that the inhabitants of Vault 22... Plants are spilling from their gate. No one tends them. No one waters them. Find the reason for this miraculous growth, and I promise... Good. No need to check in with the NC... Vaults typically contain a server room on a lower level. Download all the information on the central server to your Pip-Boy. I thought it was a fairly straightforward assignment. It's a simple... Downloading the data will be handled... The Office of Science and Industry. It's a rather expansive topic. I could talk for hours, but I'm sure I'd bore you. Suffice to say, we are the leading edge of the dam, for instance. OSI routes its energy supply to our cities in the West. That's only one responsibility of this office. Director of the entire OSI? Me? If I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to plant sedition. No. I direct our eastern operations. I've been responsible for squeezing unprecedented levels of power from the dam. I'm also confronting the problem of food production in what little spare time I have. But I've found... Yes, with the assistance of my team, of course. Not yet, but our government understands the value of proactive... Or, for a layman such as yourself... We aid some programs the Republic has sponsored involving sharecropper farms in the area. But those haven't... There have been complaints about the amount of water we're supplying. Directly? No. But we attempt to maximize its output. You have no idea how difficult... Fortunately, we also have the Helios 1 facility. His name was something like... I see. To be frank, I have no idea. I leave the fighting to Colonel Shu, and I expect him to leave the science to me. Too many people have opinions on things they know nothing about. And the more ignorant they are, the more opinions they have.
Subject E, diagnosis complete. Begin recording. My name is Whitley. I'm a researcher at Adams Air Force Base. Until recently, I was in charge of the Duraframe Reinforcement Project for the combat model iBots. iBot Duraframe Subject E is both the prototype and the last functional model in this test group. I was prepared to make several significant upgrades to the machines. However, as the project was canceled and all Duraframe assets are being diverted to Hellfire armor, I am sending this model to the Navarro outpost. If you're listening to this log from one of our Enclave outposts in Chicago, give this unit whatever repairs it needs so it can continue to Navarro.
Did Dr. Hildern... This really... I shouldn't say anything. I know that. But you're not the first person Hildern sent out to the vault. There were a lot of mercs, one after another. None of them came back. Then about a week ago, there was a scientist, Keely. She's unusual. Not the sort of person you'd expect, but she's an absolute genius, and he didn't mention her? Not even her name? Or any of the other mercs? But now he's hired you, which means one of two things. Either he heard back from Keely, and she failed, or he's given up on her. Listen, I make a fair wage, but I'm not rich, not by any means. Maybe my kind of money wouldn't appeal to your average merc, but I'm willing to pay you if you'll find Keely and make sure she's safe. Isn't right leaving her out there. No idea if she's alive or dead. I had a good feeling about you.